What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. We are going to be doing something different for the next 6 weeks, and we are going to branch off into my favorite TV show in a very long time, Yellowstone, and we're really going to break down some of the episodes that are released. Tonight, we had the official premiere of Yellowstone Season 5, Part 2, Episode 9. But before we get into the video, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Make sure to follow me on all the social media pages. And without further ado, let's get into it. Let's just say my prediction going into this season is already wrong. Now, we already kind of knew where things were going to go based off of the end of part 1 of season 5. But ultimately the departure of Kevin Costner in this series. Now, the very beginning, like I said, was unexpected. I will not kind of spoil that whole setup, but if you know, you know. And what this episode really did was highlight where this season is going to be going. We see Kevin Costner and his place of obscurity in the series now. And what we really seen is Jamie and Sarah kind of set off the war that is expected for this episode, or for this season, I should say. Now, obviously, what we saw in this episode was Beth in a way that she's really not been shown before. We've never seen the emotions. We've seen the seriousness of her, but we've not seen the emotions that she had in this episode. We also got to see Jamie. I will say I am not a Jamie fan. I think Jamie, obviously we know the story of him really not being a Dutton, but in how he kind of got brought into the family. But I am not a fan of him. And we see these emotions of the situation, him crying as he normally does, him kind of just being that over emotional, but then his girlfriend or whatever she is, Sarah, she's all business. Now, I will say the one thing I wish that they would have done, there's a specific scene where Sarah goes into a meeting. I think that should have been shown a little bit earlier on, to kind of set up the beginning of the episode, and that would have allowed it to flow a little bit better. But it still made perfect sense. Definitely, if you have not seen this episode of the part 2 of this season 5, it is one to go watch. On the flip side, we have the ranchers now down in Texas, at the Sixes Ranch. So Rip, Teeter, and a few others are down there to really take on the cattle that they've purchased. If you remember in the part 1 of season 5, they were sent down there to kind of watch the cattle, be another set of hands there. And so what we really saw was them getting accustomed to Texas. We got to see them get really an idea of what they are going to be dealing with their time there. So the question is, there is a lot of things that are going to happen this season. And like I said, I never want to be somebody to spoil anything. So that's not what I will do. But the one thing that really is going to be interesting going into this part 2, which tonight was the premiere. I believe they said the last episode is December 15th. I believe that's the Sunday. So it's 6 more episodes. The question is going to be, how far does this war go? And is it going to leave open the possibility for a season 6? Now, we know that there have been the spinoffs of 1883. Really enjoyed that. In 1923, did not enjoy it as much. But with Kevin Costner's departure, it has a lot of people wondering whether or not there will be a season 6. And from the interviews, it feels that there might be. As they talk on red carpets and premieres of the series, even the actors are kind of being very tight-lipped, whether or not Sheridan is going to bring this back. And there's also been these questions of whether or not there would even be a spinoff with some of the cast. So really, as we go into this next part of the season, I'm really looking forward to see the war. I'm really looking forward to seeing also Jamie kind of get put in his place. I do not like him. It's just the character is very weak-minded, and I think it has to be there, but I'm also hoping that it just continues to be a good show and we don't see a decline that you see in a lot of shows as we go through it. So drop a comment below. Let me know if you watched this episode, part 1, or episode 9 of season 5, episode 1 of part 2. But let me know if you've watched that. Make sure to hit the subscribe button. Go check out my other videos, and I will talk to you all later.